Good morning, Internet friends and family.
Welcome to our Georgia suburban homestead. Today we are potting up cardamom, green cardamom plants. It's a spice from India and South America. And here in Georgia we grow it. It grows profusely. It even survives the winter in the ground. It may or may not bloom in its fourth year, but while you're waiting for it to decide whether it's blooming, you can take the leaves and make tea with it. It's a relative of ginger. It's a very pleasing, very comforting flavor. You can wrap seafood like scallops. You wrap them in a leaf and steam it, or a fish and steam it that way. It's just a very nice, lush plant, and it grows like wildfire. So we'll show you, let me show you what a larger pot looks like. Okay, we cut these up on order, and we split our largest pot of this up and into how many pieces, honey?
4.
4 pieces, and we potted it in this tree pot. I'm still gagging on pollen. As you see, it's kind of lily-like, and it's just really pretty. What we do simply for the 1 gallon size is, well, actually Charlie does it because he's got more strength than I do, but he'll slice, we'll take the mother plant out of the pot and literally slice through the root section until we get 4 to 5 stems, and we put those in their own pot. Now I've got 7 I did today for a client that this is her 3rd year buying from us, so she must really like what she's doing with them. And we're going to show you how to do this. If you can find, you find these on Etsy or somewhere online. They're hard to find. These came to us in 2013.
I can't remember.
The year before we moved to Georgia from South Florida. These came to us in little 3-inch pots, and they were kind of pricey. But they've grown into this whole row of plants that Charlie's going to turn the camera and show you before he comes over and we'll actually pot up one of these sections for you. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So these are the pots we're using. We're estimating that's a 5-gallon pot or pretty close to it. And this is a quarter of the stock plants that we had. And if Charlie will come, let you look at these little offshoots. Like all of the gingers, it'll reproduce by rhizome, so it shoots out a baby like this and comes up. So the first thing we do is we put a little bit of soil in the pot, and again I'm using the Pro Mix that you've seen me talk about in my videos. And then you want to hold the plant so that these fingers are right at the soil surface. So that's about right. And then you simply scoop soil all the way around and just fill it up. No matter what size you're potting or how small you're breaking these up, you will do it the same way. Same principle. I'm going to gently press that down. Rotate the pot so it's standing up straight. If you have a scoop, it'll make it go faster. But I didn't bring a scoop out. And I'm going to come right up so that these shoots are just right at the surface. And at this point, I'm being gentle. So not to break the shoots that are coming up. And then when you pot something up, there's a line on a pot that's about an inch or two from the top. I want to shoot this down while I'm pointing at. And that's where you want to stop with your soil. You always leave a little bit of a lip so that when you water, and you always water at the base of the plant, not at the top, you don't have soil washing out. Can you see this little nubby that's sticking up? So that's about as high as we're going to go. Okay, I'm going to turn the camera off and we're going to repot the next two, and then I'm going to trim the dead leaves off, the brown leaves, just to make it pretty. You don't have to, but you know, aesthetically I like to get rid of as much of the brown as I can. And then we'll bring you back and show you the next step. Alright, so after you pot plants up, you want to water them in. And as you hear me say 1,000 times, don't water from the top or you get the leaves wet. You want to water from the bottom, and you're basically going to flood the pot and let that drain and come back. And I always do it 3 times. And you'll notice that the soil level will go down a little bit, and that's a good thing. If these were on a bench with good drainage on the bottom, you would, about the 3rd time you start flooding, you'll see water starting to come out the bottom, and then you know it's been saturated. And I'll do this every day for the first 3 or 4 days, you know, the bigger pots. And believe it or not, by this time next week we'll see new shoots coming up. This is a rapidly growing plant. Very satisfying to grow. If you live in a zone where it won't come through the winter, imagine you've got it in a pretty pot. It won't look too bad inside. Kind of looks like a peace lily, doesn't it? Again, I'm flooding the pot. You zoom in.
I'll help it later.
Can you see it? And this is one we split up last year. In just one growing season, one calendar year. Look how full it is. Looks to me like it's starting to put on some bloom spikes too. That'll be a first. We're always splitting these pots up. They reset the calendar every time you repot them. And it takes 4 years in one spot for them to bloom, from what I understand. So according to the plants, it's got enough. And now he's showing you my pepper babies. They grow fast once you step them up. We've already had a couple of customers here this weekend, and I haven't even advertised that I've got these. And the customers came after citrus trees, and I mean actually the Barbados cherry trees that I have for sale. And of course they're from the islands, and they said Scotch bonnet, and absolutely talked me out of a few. So I'm learning all I can about pepper growing and want to become an expert. That's my goal. This is my second year, and this is the second round of seeds. I'm about to start the third. And some people may say, oh, it's late in the year to start your peppers. But these guys, the guys I start now, I guarantee you will be producing by the end of August, September. And if you overwinter them, then you've got them again next year. So thanks for keeping us company today. And I sure enjoy having people make comments. So hit the subscribe button, hit that little bell. Make sure you get all our updates, and give us a thumbs up if you would. And say hi in the comments. Love to hear from you. See ya.